Good evening, everybody. It is January 13th. It's Tuesday. Sorry I didn't upload earlier. I've been dealing with some minor illnesses. But to kick things off, a lot of news. WildCard weekend happened. Some more coach firings and some more head coaching jobs to discuss. Some major injuries. Uh, Possible retirements. But to kick things off, we're going to talk about the big one. Mike Tomlin stepping down as the Steelers head coach. He spent 19 years there, and honestly, one of the most impressive things about that is he never had a losing season. Um, you know, he had 2 years left on his deal, which means that it's quite unlikely that he'll be hired to another team, at least not without compensation to said Steelers. Kind of like that, how the Saints kind of traded Sean Payton to the Broncos. I don't know if you guys remember that. But Tomlin probably likely going to take a break, if not retire. He hasn't come out and said what he's going to do. But that leaves quite the vacancy in a team that just made the playoffs. Now they barely snuck in, but 10-7 is respectable, and they just snuck into the playoffs. Some other firings around the league. Eagles fans are jumping for joy right now as the Eagles fired Kevin Patullo. That makes 5 seasons, 5 different offensive coordinators for the Eagles here, and only 2 of them left for head coaching jobs. The other 3 were fired. On top of that, the Bolts fired Greg Rollman. The scoring 3 points on the road in a playoff game was pretty rough. I know that Patriots defense is pretty good, but we'll get to that a little later. And a possible Aaron Rodgers retirement. He's in his low 40s. He only signed a 1-year deal with the Steelers, so unsure of what's next to him for him. He did throw his last throw was a pick six. Wouldn't that be something? So for said head coaches, a huge candidate was Marcus Freeman of Notre Dame, and he decided to let he was favored for a few head coaching jobs in the NFL, and it seems like he is going to turn those down in lieu of staying at Notre Dame. So those of you that wanted them as your next play caller or possible head coach, he is here to shatter your dreams. Moving on to the wild card weekend, we're going to start with the Texans and Steelers on Monday night. This was a snooze fest. For 3 quarters, only 13 points were scored. It was 7-6 until the Texans absolutely exploded in the fourth quarter, scoring over 20 points. It was just a defensive struggle. Woody Marks went for over 100 yards, and that was the only 100-yard rusher. The Steelers' offense was just flat. And, so was the Houston's until the fourth quarter. And they figured it out. But this is just a really boring game to watch. Unless you get a real hard on for watching defenses go at it. But it was something else to watch. On to Bills Jaguars. The Bills pulled this out at the last moment. Josh Allen had 2 rushing touchdowns and a passing touchdown to boot. Trevor Lawrence wasn't awful, but also wasn't great. I mean, he had 2 picks, but also threw for 3 touchdowns. A little over 50% completion percentage. But the Bills pull this out and they move on to the divisional, but they don't get out unscathed. I mean, Josh Allen was banged up all game. He was in and out of the medical tent. With whether it be with his hand hitting on his own lineman's helmet. I believe he was being evaluated for like a concussion at one point. He got his leg twisted up on a QB sneak. I mean, he was in and out of that medical tent, but he played most of the game. But some people who won't be playing games anymore, Gabe Davis tore his ACL. So he will not be coming back. I believe another wide receiver of theirs also tore his ACL. Tyrell Shavers, I think he also tore his ACL. So Buffalo's receiver core getting really, really thin. So they lose 2 there. But they'll move on. I'll get to who everybody plays and at what time at the end. I brought this up earlier. The Chargers putting up 3 points. I mean, this is... You want to talk about snooze fest? You thought the Texans-Steelers game was a snooze fest? This was boring. This was so boring. It was just defense just going at it, turnover after turnover. 3 turnovers total. The Bolts lost a fumble, and the Patriots had 1 of each. And I mean, stats doesn't look great. Drake May was about 50%, maybe a little more, for 268, a touchdown and a pick. QBR, I don't know. I don't really care about that. Justin Herbert played like shit too. I mean, considering that he had the bottom 2 tackles starting for him, the New England Patriots got home quite a bit. I mean, both teams got home quite a bit. Drake May got sacked 5 times. Justin Herbert got sacked 6 times. And, I mean, neither run game was that effective. The Patriots went for about 5 a carry. The Bolts, if it weren't for Justin Herbert going for 50 yards, they would have, been in a lot of trouble. Drake May also going for 60 yards. If it hadn't been for both QBs rushing, they would have been under 80. They would have been right at 80 yards, actually. But both teams would have been under 100 yards rushing for the day. I mean, the Bolts wouldn't have even broken off 40 as a team. But on to Chargers Eagles. 19-23 came down to a last minute fourth and something. It wasn't very long, but it also wasn't real short. It was a turnover on downs on a fourth and 11. And I mean, Jalen Hurts threw it in a triple coverage. He didn't play bad. AJ Brown had bricks for hands, and him and Nick Sirianni were going at it. That's probably AJ Brown's last season in. I mean, he had 7 targets for 3 receptions, and I believe he dropped like 2 or 3 balls, like bad drops. Saquon Barkley returned to form. He was over 4 carry. He looked banged up for a moment, but he seems to be okay. The San Francisco running game wasn't really getting it done. But I mean, I did not see this play. Jawan Jennings throwing for a 29-yard touchdown. That's interesting. Brock Purdy, yeesh, not a great day, not a bad day either. 18 of 31, 262 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks. But the Niners advance to the divisional. Rams Panthers. This is way closer. Now I was telling you guys to slam the Panthers covering the spread. And I told you this was going to be close. 34-31 if it hadn't been out for a late drop by the rookie Teteroa McMillan. This game might have gone to overtime. Now Stafford, he was electric in the first half. He was darting them up, but he kind of got uncomfortable in the second half. Started missing a lot of throws. I mean, if it hadn't been for a Puka Nacua bat down, he would have had 2 picks on the game. Now Bryce Young didn't play great either, but he did well enough. He played himself into another year. I believe they accepted his 5th-year option. So he'll be playing another year in Carolina before he gets an extension. Jalen Coker went for a crazy amount of yards. Tet McMillan didn't do bad either. I mean, Carolina rushing game couldn't quite get going. I mean, 3.8 a carry isn't great. But 3 rushing touchdowns, that is great. Same thing here. I mean, averaging 4 yards a carry, it's better, but it's not great. But I mean, the receiving cords went off. Puka Nacua having a game as usual. 111 yards, 1 touchdown. I believe he's probably had a touchdown every single goddamn game. But the Rams will go on to the divisional round as well. And then finally, last but not least, the Bears get it done. I went over this in depth on Saturday or Sunday when it happened. Both QBs just absolutely firing. I mean, the Bears were down, 21-6, 21-3 at half, 21-6 in a third quarter, and then just exploded in the fourth for 25 points. And they held the Green Bay offense on that series right outside the end zone, with the incomplete passes, the pressure on Love, and then they only rushed 3, and Love's, only got a few seconds to throw. I mean, he had all day back there, but he's directing traffic. Then the ball falls incomplete, and the Bears walk away, 31-27. Jordan Love played a great game. I mean, he had a lot of incompletions, a lot of drops, honestly. And then a lot of balls that were just kind of placed weirdly and didn't quite get there. I mean, the Bears had so many chances. I mean, there was a fumble that just bounced into our team's hands, and it just ended up out of bounds. I mean, it was ridiculous. The Christian Watson fumble in the end zone. They had so many chances just to. I mean, look at how many fumbles. They had 4 separate fumbles by their left tackle, by Christian Watson. Josh Jacobs fumbled it on the that kickoff. Jordan Love, the fumble, I think, was the dropped snap at the beginning of that final play. Romeo Doubs had one hell of a game. Matthew Golden finally getting his first touchdown. I mean, neither quarterback was really pressured. It was just a duel of quarterbacks. I mean, Caleb threw 2 picks, but both of them were on 4th down, gotta have it situations. One with a rusher in his face, and DJ Moore slips. Obvious, I don't think that was a great throw to begin with, and then Luther Burden just gave up on the route. Caleb Williams on the sideline looked pretty pissed at Luther for that kind of. I mean, it made him look stupid, essentially. He threw it to Carrington Valentine, who was essentially just laying on the ground, just waiting for it to come. But after this game, I heard a lot of people calling for Matt LaFleur's head. I mean, and also people calling Ben Johnson classless, but let's not get too ahead of ourselves here. I mean, what other coach gave? I mean, Matt LaFleur Hollywooded Ben Johnson when he beat him in Lambeau, and I don't know. It's a rivalry at the end of the day. You know, the Bears have always been this classful organization, and then this coach comes in and says, you know, fuck the Packers and all that, and all of a sudden it's a problem. But, anyways, Colston Loveland. Tell me he's not better than Tyler Warren. I mean, the dude's had like 3 straight 100-yard, 10 reception games. The dude's a stud. But speaking of another stud tight end, I forgot to go over it when I went over the Niners game. George Kittle did leave that game with a torn Achilles. He will be done for the season. Prayers up to anybody who was injured during the wild card weekend. I know two key Bears players got hurt. T.J. Edwards torn fibula, and Ozzie Trapillo with a ruptured patellar tendon. They're both done for the season. For Bears fans, we have elevated Braxton Jones off of the IR, and those two were placed on IR. So they'll be done for the season. But on to the playoff brackets and who's playing who. On Sunday, or on Saturday at 3:30, the Bills will head to Mile High and play the Broncos. That's a pick'em game. Denver opens at 1.5-point favorites. On to Patriots-Texans. The Texans will go into Foxborough and play the Patriots. That'll be the Sunday morning game, well, Sunday afternoon. New England will open as the 3-point favorite. The 6-seed 49ers will take on the 1-seed Seahawks in Seattle. That'll be the nighttime Saturday game. Seattle opens up as 7.5-point favorites. And then the LA Rams will head to the Chicago Bears to play in the Sunday evening game. Now, LA opens up as 3.5 points. They opened up at 4.5 points. Now they're opening up at 3.5 points. Believe this, the over-under was set at like 50. I'm slamming the over. I mean, both defenses suck. But, you know, if we can find a way to make Stafford uncomfortable, I think we could play that. We could, do something with that. But it's going to be cold in Chicago. I think when the game starts, it's going to be like 4 degrees. So let's see how that affects Stafford and the Rams. Other than that, that's all I got for you guys today. There's no injury reports out yet for the Bears or the Rams. With some key injuries on the Bears to look out for. Look for C.J. Gardner-Johnson to start practicing again. Hopefully he can come back. Or maybe Joe Tryon-Shoyinka. He's a rotational pass rusher for us. He's also dealing with a concussion. And then Ahmed Ogbagamiga, he missed last game with a concussion. So let's hope for all 3 of those guys to get back. And let's hope that everybody else who didn't get hurt in the Packers game stays healthy. Anybody who got hurt this wild card weekend, we're wishing them all the best. On top of that, I wish all of you the best and have a wonderful rest of your week. I'll be back to report on injury reports and to go over in depth on keys to the Bears winning against the Rams. Stay tuned for that. Other than that, have a wonderful rest of your week.